Okay, so I'm going to run through this rather quickly. If you have any questions, just ask them on Facebook. But basically, you're going to start a Zapier account, right? Zapier. You open up a new account, and then you open up another account on Agile CRM. I do not work for them. I'm not an affiliate. They have a free account, which is pretty decent. You get 1,000 contacts. You can send out 5,000 branded emails. If you don't want the brand, you can pay per email. It's peanuts, right? They have what, up to 100,000 emails for 0.004 of a cent. And then of course they have a pretty decent starter packages. They give you up to 10,000 contacts and yada yada. Anyway, once you create those accounts, let's go to Simvoly. This is the website that I have up right now using Simvoly. Right? So when someone gets to the bottom here, if they want to download this resource, it takes them to this page here. They leave their email and they get the book. And then it allows them to download it, right? So let's make a copy of this page just for this Simvoly test, right? So it's inside my funnel here. That's this page. So let's just copy it. I'm going to duplicate it. Yes. Okay, let's go into that one. That's this one here. That's all right. Now, I'll keep everything exactly the same, but just so you guys know, we'll just make this Simvoly test. All right. Now, what you want to do is you want to edit the form, and you want to make sure that you have the form name, because the form name is going to be the tag. All right. So we're going to call this Simvoly test form. And let's save that. And let's see. Let's go back to the phone. Make sure that it's going to be here. Let's call it Simvoly test. Let's make it Simvoly. All right. So now, when you go to my website /Simvoly, you're gonna get that you're gonna get that test page we just created, right? Simvoly. There it is, Simvoly test. So now when I send an email, now when I put my email and hit get the book, that new form name is on this actual form, right? So how does that all come into play? We'll see later. So come back to Zapier. You have your account. What you want to do now is you want to attach your Simvoly account and attach your Agile CRM. Right? Those are going to be apps. So you want to create a new app, right? Connect an account. So you come here and you look for your Simvoly account. This is by invite only, but the Simvoly Zapier should be coming out very soon. If you've dealt with Stan or Ivan, they'll probably send you an invite. Just don't tell them that Rory sent you, because it might be getting too many requests. But anyway, you say, okay, I'm going to start a Simvoly, connect a Simvoly account. So then you go to your Simvoly, and this is the actual page, right? Because you get a different API per page, I guess. So you go to your settings and you click applications. Right, here's your API key. All you do is click reveal API key and you copy it. Then you come back to your Zapier page and you paste the API key, you hit continue, and then it'll add right here, it'll add your Simvoly account. And then we'll do the same thing for Agile CRM. It's going to open up to this Agile CRM connection form. So it's going to ask for your username, which is your email address. So if you go to your new Agile CRM, your email is going to be there, right? I used rory@ioti.tech. So I will put that here. Then the domain, when you open up a new account, one of the first things, see here, get started, the first thing it's going to ask you is for your domain, right? So I used I used signal flow. All right, so you just copy that. You come here, you paste signal flow. And then for your API key, you go to Agile CRM, open it up. Where is that again? Oh no, sorry, it will be here. You go to your admin settings. Then here at the bottom, you click Developers API. I'm not going to do it because it's going to expose my API key. But when you hit Developers API, it's going to be the very top one. It says REST API. So you copy that REST API, you come back here, and then you paste it. Right? Then you hit connect, and then that should have both of your connections on Zapier. You'll have your Agile CRM, and you'll have this one. Then what you want to do is create an actual Zap. All right. So now that you've connected both of your accounts, you come to My Zap, and you say, okay, I want to create a new Zap. Let's delete this one. This is the one that I have. It's already working, but we'll start a new one just so you guys can see how to connect it. So now we're going to connect. Now, what are we actually trying to do? We're trying to say, like, when a form is filled out or submitted on Simvoly, I want you to add that person as a contact on Agile CRM. So we'll start with Simvoly, and then it's going to say what trigger. So we're going to say when a contact, no. When we have a new order, no. When an updated order, no. When we have a new form submission. So when there's a new form submission, what are we going to do? When a form is submitted, let's go here. Then we want to connect to Agile CRM. And what are we going to do with Agile CRM? We're going to create a contact, right? I actually chose create or update a contact. So we'll create or update a contact. Let's hit continue. Now we have to just connect the fields. So let's look here. All right. So on Agile CRM, let's see if I remember how to do this correctly. Okay, so it's basically saying, remember the form that we're using is just a simple email form, right? But if we actually go to the site, like, well, I'm not going to show you now, but on the site I have a regular contact form which asks for like name. I have one for commercial contacts that might ask for company, the name, a telephone number, right? In this case, it's just an email. So you come here. If we were going to add anything else, they're all here. If I wanted to add the company name, then you click here and then you say, okay, on my form submission in Simvoly, it's under the Simvoly contact is under contact company name, and then that would connect it. But in this case, it's just an email. So we're going to come here to email, and in Simvoly, the field is called contact email. So we'll click that. So now we're connecting Simvoly's contact email to Agile CRM's email, which is perfect. And you can do that for any other fields on your form. This way, when it sends the information over from Simvoly to Agile, you have the name where the name is, you have the phone number where the phone number goes, right? But again, in this case, it's just the email. Okay, so when you're done, you should have this test was successful. We can review, we can send another test. Right. Test was successful to Agile CRM. So now that that's done, we've connected our form now. So now when you submit that, it should show up in Agile CRM, right, as a contact. In this case, like on mine, I have it. This new contact would show up, and then this is the tag because this is the name of my form. So we can test it now and go to. So we can test it. Let's go here at Simvoly. I'm going to put in t.type@gmail.com. I put that dot so it comes up as a different account on my Agile CRM. So anyway, here you can choose to download the book. You really don't have to for this purpose, which is just to show you how it goes through Zapier and it shows up. All right, so If I refresh here, you'll see now we have a new contact. That's the email address that I gave. And you see their tag now is Simvoly test form, which is the name that we gave this form here, if you remember, right? Simvoly test form. So that's what comes through. So now what we want to do here on Agile is we want to watch anytime there's a new client, a new contact. We want to check to see if their tag is Simvoly test form, and then we want to send them an email. All right, so what that allows us to do is send an email that's specific to the form or to the ebook that they downloaded. If you have two different ebooks, you might have two different emails. Or if you have a contact form, I have one for realtors, I have one for builders. So when you fill out the builder form, I want you to get my welcome email for builders. We have to create that email here in Agile. So that's not under sales, that might be under marketing. Agile's got a lot of features, right? Do you see it? Okay, right here, email templates. All right, so let's create a new template. All right, this is a test template that I had before. We'll create a Simvoly test template. So it gives you some templates here for notifications, celebrations. So let's do this Christmas one. Merry Christmas. I think you edit here from Simvoly. We'll save it. All right, so let's give it a name. We're going to call this Simvoly test email. The subject's going to be Merry Christmas from Simvoly, whatever category. Let's save it. You can do whatever you want to it, right? Add more images, add a video, do whatever. We're going to keep it as is. So that's our email. We called it Simvoly test email. So now let's get into the there's triggers, but in this case we're going to create under sales. We're going to create an automation. So let's create a new automation. It could be when a contact is added, when someone's contact score is increased, when a tag is added, when a tag is removed, when they send an email, when someone receives a phone call or makes a phone call, when someone schedules something on the calendar. There's a lot of options here, but in this case, we just want to do it because we got a new contact from the website. So let's start an automation when a contact is added. Let's call it Simvoly new contact. So what happens when a contact is added? What are we going to do? Right, so we can come here to the bottom. It gives you a lot of different options. We can, when a contact is added, we can add another tag, call it like new client or whatever. You can give it a score of like +5, so we know they're interested in, those scores add up depending on the actions and things that they do on your website, and then you can see how active a person has been. So if they opened up an email, if they clicked on a button on the website or a button in an email, there are plenty of options here you can play around with. And then you go to more and you see even more of them here, right? So what we want to do actually is, it's under utilities. We want to check for a tag. So when a new contact is added, we want to check for a tag. What tag? Do we remember? It's the name of the form. So it's called, it's called the Simvoly test form. That's the tag, right? Because the tag is the name of the form. So let's put the tag here. So let's add that, save. So now what happens? When a new contact is added, the first thing we want to do is we want to check for a tag. Right? We can move these around. It's kind of cool. Now, when that tag comes in, if the tag is Simvoly test form, then we want to do something. If it's not, we could choose to do something else. You can check for multiple tags, right? If it's not, then you can check to see if it's from the realtor form, or if it's from a different ebook, and then you can do something else. In this case, if it's Simvoly test form, which it is, then what are we going to do? We want to send an email. Just automatically send an email? Actually, we can. So even better, let's add this. Let's send an email instead, right? So if they're tagged the Simvoly test from me, that doesn't matter, to the person's email, and now which email are we going to send? We can select from a template. Right? We're actually doing this Simvoly test. That's the one. So let's save it. So now it loaded the Simvoly test email that we created. Let's save that. Subject. Sorry, we didn't add a subject or something. The subject's going to be Merry Christmas from Simvoly. Let's save that. In this case, it's just done with one automation. So when they are tagged, that Simvoly test tag, we're going to just send out that email. So hope this makes sense. It comes in, we're checking for the tag. All right, we're doing the Simvoly. If it says Simvoly test form, then what are we doing? Does it say Simvoly test form? Yes. Okay, then we want to do this step, which is send an email. And we went over to HTML and we loaded from that email that we had created earlier. It loads all the code. Looks ugly, but it works. Right? And that's done. The automation is saved. So now let's test it and see what happens. Let's go back to the website. That's not the one. It's going to be here. It's going to be Simvoly, right? Here we go, Simvoly. So let's do another test email. Now it's going to be ty dot. Thank you, Mac. typ dot e at Gmail. I keep changing the period, so Agile CRM looks at it as a different person. It's a different email, so it's a different person. If I use the same email, it'll just update. It might not work properly. So they're going to think this is a new person that's downloading the book. So there we go. That should send it. Agile CRM should get it. If we go to contacts, let's see, we'll refresh the screen. So there's the new contact, typ dot, Simvoly test form. So it also, okay, so I had to wait a minute to check to see if it actually sent the email. So since we added that automation, you can come here to the new automation we created and you can check for data. Right? So right here, and you can see that it actually sent an email, which is kind of cool, to that person about 2 minutes ago. So now when I check my email, there it is. Rory Silva, Merry Christmas from Simvoly. That's exactly the email we created. Hope all that makes